let's set up this problem. So we're taking 863.1, and we're dividing it by the divisor 0.2, or you could write 0.2. Then I need to examine the divisor. The divisor is what we're dividing by. And this is the number you need to look at and see if you see a decimal. This is when you have to move the decimal. If there's a decimal in the divisor, then you have to move the decimal. So I'm going to move it until it hits the wall, or you could say until it hits this division symbol. That's a cutesy way of saying we need to change 0.2 to a whole number. So now 0.2 becomes 2. And then on the inside, what we need to do is also move the decimal one time. So if we move the decimal one place value inside the divisor, we have to do the same thing to the dividend. So now this becomes 8,631. Now I'm running out of room up here, so I'm going to erase what I had originally. And now I can start dividing. So I asked the question, how many times does the divisor, and the divisor is now a 2, how many times does the 2 go into, and I only need to focus on the 8 right now. So how many times does the 2 go into 8? Well, let's see how many 2's go into 8. Well, there are 4 2's that form 8. 4 2's give me 8. So the answer to that question goes at the top, 4. And then mommy multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. Sister subtract. 8 minus 8 is 0. Brother bring down. Once you bring that number down, then we say, Rover, do it over, and you're allowed to ask the question again. So you can say, Dad has a question. How many times does 2 go into 6? So 2 goes into 6. Well, think about it. 3 2's give me 6. So I put a 3 at the top. Mommy multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Sister subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. Brother bring down. And then Rover do it over. So how many 2's go into 3? Well, 2 times 2 is 4. That's too much. 4 is greater than 3. So I'm going to need to use 1 2. 1 times 2, mommy multiply, is 2. Sister subtract, we get 1. Brother bring down, we get 11. And then we're back to Dad has a question. How many times does 2 go into 11? Look over here at this chart. 12 is too much, so we're going to have to use 5 times, or 5 2's give you 10. So I put the 5 at the top. How many? 5 2's. And then we go to mommy multiply, and so I have a little bit more room. I'll take the little hand and just move this upwards, and then go back to my scribble tool. And mommy multiply, 5 times 2 is 10. Sister subtract, I get 1. Brother bring down, there's nothing to bring down, but I'm not finished and I do need to bring down something. So in this situation, this is when you would add a decimal, send that decimal above, add a 0, and then you have something to bring down. And then you can ask the question now. How many times does 2 go into 10? Well, that's exactly 5 times. So I put a 5 at the top. Mommy multiply. 5 times 2 is 10. We subtract and we get 0. I'll have to move this up again. Since there is a 0 here, and you can see there's nothing to bring down, we are finished with this problem. So the answer is 4,315 and 5/10 if you said it formally. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my answer, 4315.5, and then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 places and place my comma. It just makes it more clear what the number is when you place a comma. So every 1, 2, 3 numbers you can place a comma. So let's see if I got it right. And the green circle shows that I got it correct.